one of many reasons you don't get in a hurry when you're breaking down or setting up your RV. We're going to try to fix that. But hopefully it won't be too hard. If it is, then $200 mistake could have been worse.
Hello everybody, we want to come back and update y'all on the situation with the trailer jack. What's it called? Trailer
jack,
tongue jack. Daniel tried to straighten it. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it had a pretty good bend in it from the incident. I thought maybe I could use a cheater pipe and straighten it out, maybe salvage it, but it's a little bit more robust than I was able to, so I wasn't able to do anything with it. So I think we're just going to keep it to the side. I've already ordered another one, and we'll keep it to the side and maybe use it for parts or whatever in case we have a problem with another one. But other than that, I don't think we're ready to fix it.
Yeah, so we've already ordered another one off Amazon. But we just wanted to come back and tell a little bit more detail of like what happened, and I guess give a little tips on what not to do. Basically, last weekend we were at the venue for our daughter's wedding, and we actually boondocked down there, and our first time boondocking, and it was gravel, and we had
We were actually on a slight incline, so I had to get it level. The front of the trailer was like just not too far off the ground. The rear end was a little bit higher, but we were on a pretty decent incline. I don't know how much of a degree slope it was, but it was a pretty good incline.
We had the tires on a piece of board on one side.
Yeah, just to get it level side to side.
We didn't use the orange blocks, the little Legos. We just put a board down, and the trailer jack was on
Airplane.
sorry, airplane coming over. All right, the trailer jack was also on like a piece of wood.
Yeah, we just like a 6x6 block that I carry around, so we don't have to raise it up so high.
So the first thing we did is kind of break the rule that most RVers go by of trying not to tow at night. It was actually probably about 9:30, would you say?
Yeah.
9:30 when we actually went to load up to head back home, which was about 2.5 hours away.
So thinking back, we probably should have just stayed the night. I mean, we had a parking spot.
Yeah.
We were just kind of anxious because we wanted to get home and still have a free day. Once we got
The
home.
boys wanted to get home to the video games and just ready to get back home.
But so we were pretty tired, and but I felt like we could, load up everything. And since we were boondocking, there wasn't a whole lot of extra breakdown to do.
Now, I will say that I don't really think that it being dark and us being tired really had anything to do with what happened. It kind of was, I think, more to do with the gravel and just, let's just tell you what happened.
Alright, so our normal routine is I have the boys, our teenage boys, I usually have them handle putting out and setting up the stabilizer jacks on the corners with the blocks, and then when we leave, that's their job is to retract those and pick up the links blocks, whatever they're called. And so I had them do that, and then usually what I'll do is get the truck hitched up, get the weight distribution hitched, set up.
Usually I take the chocks out.
Yeah, after we get everything inside secured and all that, and then we'll generally do a walk around 2 or 3 times just to make sure that tires are still good, the slide is in, you know, all the stuff that you
And
normally
we're
do.
always real careful about making sure we chalk before we disconnect from the truck, making sure we don't take the chocks out until we're connected to the truck.
Yeah. So
But
during the process, I had the truck backed up and actually had the hitch. It was hooked up to the truck and locked on, and I was in the process of raising the jack up high enough to get the weight distribution bars connected onto the L brackets on the trailer
so
tunnel.
when I saw that it was hooked to the truck, we were connected, I went ahead and moved the chocks.
Yeah.
And that is where
And so
that was the problem.
yeah, and so when she removed the chocks, the vehicle was in park and it was hitched, but there was still a little bit of play, you know,
Yeah,
when
and
you
we
even
had-
when you have it in park, it rolled back. Being on the hill, the truck and trailer kind of rolled back just a couple of inches, but it was enough force because we were on such a
for
good
it
hill.
to fall off the wood.
Yeah,
and,
then it fell off the wood, and then of course the jack leg stuck into the ground and bent the jack
Yeah.
leg.
Now, I didn't do it immediately, but as he was raising the trailer up, I guess, you know, we were already kind of on an incline. It was just enough to, you know, as he was raising it up to do the weight distribution, it was just enough to get everything
Right.
moving. So I guess our advice to y'all would be not just wait to do the chocks until you are hooked to the truck. Make sure you are fully hooked to the truck.
Yeah. That'd be the last thing, completely
yes.
last thing you do as far
So,
as storing up stuff.
Yeah, if you're moving the jack up and down, if you're doing the weight distribution hitch, like, you know. But it could have been a lot worse. You know, somebody could have got hurt. Somebody could have been standing in the wrong spot.
Or
so
maybe the hitch wasn't completely locked on and
Yeah.
or whatever. Fortunately, we didn't
Yeah.
have it, and it was, you know.
we knew that it was on, but let's say that it wasn't, it definitely could have rolled a little more. But
So I'd say stick to your routine of making sure everything is like it needs to be. But again, wheel chocks being the
very
last thing that you pick up and put away once
yeah.
everything is
And
secure.
see, my thinking was, I mean, to be honest, I don't know that I always wait till we're hooked up completely. Like, I know we're always hooked to the truck when I move them, but we're always pretty level everywhere that we've stayed. Like, you know, like maybe a little bit off, but not nowhere near on like an incline anywhere we've stayed.
Yeah.
And I can't say 100% that I've never moved them before. We've, you know, got the weight distribution hooked up. So I really didn't think of it that night at all. As long as he was hooked to the truck, I thought it would be fine.
It was a $200 mistake. You know.
$200 lesson.
Yeah. So we,
But
you know,
could have been a lot worse,
So
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Now, what we did have to do, because it was bent, and we,
Oh, yeah.
now remember, it's like 9:30 at night, and it's bent, and we could not raise it up, so we couldn't like go down the road because it was still down to where it would drag the ground.
Yeah, so fortunately I do carry a full socket set in the truck.
Make sure you carry your tools with
Yeah,
you.
and I do carry a toolbox, but I had the socket set in the truck, so I was able to unbolt it from the tongue, and I did have to snip the power wire to it.
So
And,
at 9:30 at night, he was unbolting the trailer jack from the trailer jack from the trailer.
from the frame.
Yeah, the tongue jack from the frame, and having to cut the power so that we could get home.
Yeah, so, but
Yeah,
we made it.
we made it. So anyway, so let our mistake be a lesson to you. Do not remove the chocks until you are completely hooked to the truck, not just hooked to the truck with the tongue, but completely hooked to the truck. And maybe the try not to tow at night rule is definitely good to follow, because when a mistake happens, you're almost too tired to deal with it, because I know we were. So comment below and tell us what is a costly mistake. I would say that this is our biggest mistake we've made so far. Hopefully that'll be the biggest costly mistake we make. So just comment below and tell us any kind of incident or mishap that you've had, and a lesson that you've learned from it, so that we can all learn and grow and hopefully not make that same mistake.
The tongue. Well, got a jack stand under it. Jack stand over there. And
There's our snipped wire.
yep.
This morning, how so clear a light as any.